Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign and today we're going to be looking at Nightingale. It's an upcoming survival crafting game, hopefully going to be releasing in the year of 2022. Now, as always, there will be timestamps in the description, so you can skip to whatever part you want to look at. Remember to like the video if you do enjoy my content, and subscribe if you want to see some more survival gaming content. If you'd like to support myself and the channel, there is a Patreon in the description. So what is Nightingale? Nightingale is a shared world survival crafting game set in a Victorian fantasy setting. You'll be jumping through portals, go through all kinds of adventure and mysteries and checking all kinds of stuff out. And there's plenty of worlds to go through, going from low difficulty to much higher difficulties later on. You'll be going through forests, you'll be going through swamps, deserts, and you'll be restoring portals as you're going through the game to lead deeper and deeper into the lands of the Fae. They'll be building and crafting where you can craft towns, you can craft farms, you can set up groups of people to play with your friends and live off the land. You'll be crafting tools, you'll be crafting gear and weapons, which will be massively part of what this game is, and you will be needing all those things to survive in the land of the Fae. Now, there is a shared world where you can adventure alone or you can unite with other players, you can join with your friends, you can combine your different strengths and skills and face challenges when you are going through the different portals and attacking the different Fae lands, trying to gather your resources and progress on through the story. Now, from everything we've seen so far, it does seem that there will be a class-based system where there'll be certain things that you'll be able to pick up. I haven't seen any details regarding the actual levels of the RPG mechanics with the classes and if you're going to be leveling up your skills, etc. That is something that we'll have to wait and see if more information comes out. Now, this is an open world game, and as we said earlier, it is in a mystical Victorian setting where basically the remnants of the humanity are threatened by dark magic and nightmarish creatures. I don't know if you've seen some of the creatures in this game, but the creature design in this game is absolutely bloody mental. If you see some of the looks of these things, it's kind of like mixing New World with the Victorian type setting and the forest with the kind of mutant looking stuff that they got going on, and stargates jumping from realm to realm. Like, it's a mixture of a lot of things that I really do enjoy, except for New World. I didn't enjoy that. After 600 hours, that game died to me. Now, we do know there will be no PvP in this game. There will only be PvE, as far as been recently said in an interview with some of the developers more recently. There is multiplayer, however, where you can play obviously solo, or you can play with your friends, or you can play with other players that you meet across the realms. So you will actually be able to see other people playing the game. You'll be able to see them running around doing stuff in the different Fae realms that you're going to. So it will feel lived in, and it's not going to be like a completely single player experience, which kind of adds to the actual thing for me. Because I do like playing single player games, but I like but it seems like it's going to be sort of a Demon Souls / Dark Souls kind of like a co-op where you can see people run around in ghost form, etc. Except you won't have any PvP. Now, this game will only be available on PC, and there will be alpha and beta testing, which will start in 2022. I'll leave a link to the website in the description if you want to sign up to get involved and receive updates on when the tests begin. Make sure to sign up for it if this game does interest you. Now, we did find out that the game is being created by an ex-Bioware boss, and how the game takes inspiration from the Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell worlds. And a lot of people were not expecting this type of game to be coming out from a Bioware developer, from previously a Bioware developer. But he did say, do not go in the game expecting big, massive arc plot lines and massive storylines and choices and blah 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 that you'd normally expect from the Bioware game, because this isn't a Bioware game. It was a guy who used to work for Bioware. But there will be sort of an overarching narrative to give you a sort of feeling of why you're in the world and why you're doing what you're doing. So there is that to look forward to. Now, in an recent interview, there was more information given on the storyline, and they went on to say that our goal here is to put players in these magical spaces with lots of opportunity to interact with the world, let them build communities, and let them discover things through the course of their gameplay and their adventuring together. He went on to say that at BioWare, they focused on high fantasy with Dragon Age and sci-fi with Mass Effect, and then went a little more science fantasy with Anthem. But with Nightingale, we're giving people a more relatable setting. I don't know how relatable Victorian times are, since it's been a long time since we were part of that. And something that they can look at and understand how the world works, because it's an alternate history. There will be characters in the game that we do know and we have heard of from Victorian times. And magic is rare in the game, but it is starting to blossom. And is sort of in the world, it's just been rediscovered. But that's all they really have shared on the storyline of the game. It's just going to be similar to the books written by Susanna Clarke about the Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Now, it's first and foremost a survival crafting game, and they wanted to infuse some world building and storytelling in there to give additional reasons to go off and try something new, but it's not going to be a focus as we've said previously. Now, the team itself, they wanted to make a survival game. They wanted to make something different than they were usually making with the RPG overarching storyline games, the massive epics that we know as Mass Effect and Dragon Age, and they wanted to create a game where players could properly interact with the world. You'll have to collect resources, fend off threats, and explore to get most out of your experience, as well as build a home for yourself and your friends. Now, you can catch a glimpse of the building in the trailer, and it looks pretty damn good. It looks pretty standard. This is what we know in a lot of other survival games, with the square blocks going down as foundations, and that won't be changing anytime soon. Now, it does seem that this game will have a purge-like mechanic, like in Conan Exiles, where they'll be having different waves of enemies attacking, as we saw during the trailer. Now, we haven't been given much information on that. Now, as far as the multiplayer itself goes, they were talking about it being very similar to Valheim, where you're going to have a co-op adventure going on, where you have a realm up and running with just your group of friends. But they didn't want that to actually be the thing. They did go on to say that unlike some survival crafting games where you end up on an isolated server, we always want to have the ability for our players to join and go to other realms with other people they may meet or get invited to. So as much as possible, we want to keep that opportunity available so that shared world really does mean shared. If there's another realm walker you want to visit, there's a way to go to do that. We want our players to feel like a community of realm walkers rather than just running around in your own single player environment. Now, they have confirmed that they will be holding those playtests in early 2022. Now, if you do want to go and do that, as I said earlier, just go down into the description and find the link for the Nightingale official webpage and sign up on there with your email address, and you'll be getting notified when the game actually opens up for your testing. Now, I'm really looking forward to this game. It looks amazing. I love the sort of setting that they have in there. The Victorian fantasy stuff that's going on, the monsters, the way the Fae look, they look mental, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what that's going to be like in the future. If you'd like me to check out this game when it is released, and you'd like me to set up and go and try and get into those early play tests to find out as much information as possible, please let me know down in the comments. If you're looking forward to the game, let me know down in the comments, because I'm really looking forward. This is one of my most looked at games of this year so far in the survival genre, so it's definitely something that I'll be taking a look at, even if it's outside of the channel. And that's all we have today. This has been Nightingale. Remember to like the video if you do enjoy my content, and subscribe if you do fancy seeing some more survival RPG content. We do have a Patreon in the description if you'd like to support myself and the channel. Thank you all for watching. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.